So we've looked so far at solving equations by guessing and checking, right, when there was a storyline involved, like the chickens and the horses. We've looked at the graphing questions, where if we have two equations, we could both change them to y equals mx plus b, then either use our calculator or graph it by hand to find out where they intersect. And today we're going to learn the algebraic strategy, which will be the one that you use the most going forward in your other courses whenever you run into this situation where you have two equations with two things you don't know what they are. In other words, a system of linear equations. The idea for our first algebraic strategy, which is substitution, is we want to get one of the variables by itself. Because if you had an equation like this, y equals 3x plus 6, and I said solve, you'd look at it you'd be like, well, what do you mean? Because you can't get an answer for this. You can't say, oh, it's 5, right? Because this right now is a line. It's got a whole bunch of answers. When x is 5, y is 21. When x is 0, y is 6. So we have a whole bunch of answers. There's not just one solution. When we have one equation, we can't solve it. But as soon as I write another equation, I'll make a really easy one here. Can you see that that's another line? And that other line has a different slope. Now if we say solve, there's only going to be one point where those two lines intersect. Can you think about those two lines? Can you see right away where they intersect? They have the same y-intercept. So the solution for this one is 0, 6, because that's the only place where both of them intersect when we think about it graphically. What this strategy for substitution says, in algebra, if you have two equations and you can get a variable by itself. In these equations, I've got the y by itself in both of them. But you would only need to get the y by itself in one of those equations. Then what we can do is, since, see in the second one, y is equal to 2x minus 6, what I can do is wherever there's a y, I can write negative 2x plus 6 because they're the same. They're equal to each other. So I can take my first equation and I can say, instead of writing y equals